Wow, Bitcoin, after touching nearly $35,000, now down 13% in an overnight flash crash, hitting the high $27,000 range. A major correction here, maybe one you could argue that was needed. We're back up since the time of that correction, but as I mentioned, went below $28,000 to the high $27,000 range. Kind of getting back up there now above $31,000 once again, but a very volatile overnight for Bitcoin. Ethereum, of course, we saw yesterday, we talked about Ethereum, how I was suggesting it would really be maybe another week until it went over 1,000 and then a week or so more until we saw new all-time highs. Well, yesterday we blasted through 1,000, we blasted through 1,100. Ethereum went as high, as you can see here, as $1,173 before being brought back down to earth by Bitcoin. Now trading once again a little bit above $1,000. We're going to take a look at the variables and what played into this. Guys, if you like this kind of content, Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency, be sure to like and subscribe. All right, hope you're having a great one, everybody. As I record now, Bitcoin has recovered. It's above 31,000 again, but did dip down below 28,000 in a crazy overnight flash crash. Right now, this snapshot currently down 8.6%, but a very volatile, very violent overnight price swing. Ethereum, despite also being down, coming off its recent all-time high, still up 17.1%. For a deeper dive into Ethereum and all the exuberance behind Ethereum, take a look at yesterday's video. We covered it in great detail. Now that Ethereum is up above $1,000, I think it's going to, take a moment now to find its footing with what just happened to Bitcoin, but it won't be long until we see new all-time highs. Don't forget, the all-time high set by Ethereum January 2018 was $1,448. Despite all of what we saw last night, some of the negativity, you could argue it was needed, whether or not that's your perspective in terms of chart analysis. Despite all of the myopic kind of craziness and unfortunately price pain that we saw, the picture overall macro level is still very, very bright indeed. Financial Times here reporting the fact that they just published on the front page of today's newspaper, the International Edition, Monday, January 4th, an expose on Bitcoin in a very big way. You got to go back all the way to 2013, April, in fact, when they covered Bitcoin, and they covered it as the latest cryptocurrency, virtual currency bubble. Well, they've changed their tune. Here, January 4th, 2021, they talk about how Bitcoin is being integrated into the financial system. That's a quote, integrated into the financial system. And the reason for that is rather obvious. They have mega corporations, they have mega banks adopting Bitcoin, running with it. We're talking PayPal, we're talking Citibank, we're talking JP Morgan, and many others as well. So expect to see a lot of this in your Twitter feed. Expect to hear people talking about this, and maybe somebody that you know in your circle is a reader of the Financial Times. If they don't know all that much about Bitcoin, they may see this and ask you questions. So be on the ready. That's one bullish bit of news. Here's another bullish bit of news. Mike Novogratz attributes BTC's rise past $30,000 to institutional adoption. Mike, of course, being the CEO of Galaxy Digital. Quote, now we're seeing places like PayPal at 340 million customers servicing Bitcoin and selling Bitcoin, along with big insurance companies in the United States. As the institutions move in, there just is not a lot of supply. There are a lot more than 21 million millionaires out there, implying that there's not even sufficient supply of Bitcoin for one to be allocated to every millionaire. Macro investor Raoul echoed Novogratz's bullish sentiment, saying that he believes it's possible for the price of Bitcoin to reach, quote, between $400,000 and $1.2 million by the end of the year if the trends were to continue. We covered that yesterday, which stands somewhat in contrast to Plan B's stock to flow prediction of 100,000, although that's a more conservative estimate. We discussed that in yesterday's video. Continuing, Powell revealed in November that 98% of his liquid net worth was invested in Bitcoin and Ether, but added that he, quote, still doesn't own enough. His perspective being that, look, he's a macro kind of guy, and he realizes that Bitcoin is the financial super black hole that's going to eat the world. And if he has all the faith in the world, he views Bitcoin as something that is a once in a multi-generation opportunity, then he's got to back his bet. So 98% of his liquid net worth, it's commensurate with that kind of mentality. All this to say, guys, don't be discouraged by that recent dip. If anything, hopefully, you took an opportunity and you bought up a little bit of your favorite, whether it's Bitcoin or your favorite altcoins, on the dip. We're in a supply shock that is only going to continue. The scarcity of Bitcoin hasn't changed. I would fully expect, and we're seeing it already, again, down to the high 27,000s, corrected rather quickly, back up over 31,000 right now. That's a relatively strong sign. It's a relatively strong sign that in a bull market, when you have these sudden, sharp, violent dips, that they're going to be bought back up and that the bulls are going to take control of the situation again. We're starting to see that already. It is early, so let's continue to monitor the situation. But all that to say, don't be discouraged. And hopefully, if you're like me, you bought up that dip a little bit. Chris Marcellik certainly isn't deterred. 24-hour user signups at an all-time high. Hashtag CRO Bitcoin at 33,000. A little bit below that right now, but it'll get back up there. Don't worry. Alt season in full swing. Cheers to everyone who built, stacked, and hodled for the last 3 years. This is our time. Don't forget, guys, if you would like to avail yourself of a Crypto.com Visa card, you can do so by using our link in the description below. It's also in the comments below. You'll get $25 loaded on for free simply by using our exclusive code. It is AB. That's $25 for you. That's $25 for us. And we help to build the crypto ecosystem, the CRO ecosystem on Crypto.com. Check out the link. You may as well use it, especially if you're in either Canada or Australia where the cards are newly available. There are some growing pains here that we've noticed with the sudden rise of Ethereum's price. There's all this exuberance. The network is kind of lagging behind, unfortunately. And CZ is rightly pointing out here that ETH network fees, get this, $155 per transaction. That is brutal. You may have noticed how high they've gotten. However, hashtag BSC network fees are 15 cents per transaction and 100% compatible. And here are the real world consequences of these high network fees, unfortunately. So Avegachi here tweeted that ETH launch for L2 portal is delayed, and this is specifically due to high gas fees. They're moving to Mattie network. You can stay tuned for a roadmap update. But again, guys, we're not short-termists. We're big picture thinkers, and so is Alex Saunders here. I'll leave you with this message of positivity. Many are excited that $100,000 Bitcoin is possible. It's more exciting that 20,000 Ethereum is possible. Outrageous price target? No. Previous cycle ratio peaks. I'll leave you with that, guys. Let me know what you think about it. I think it's entirely possible. Ethereum, in a relative sense, at least from my perspective, is undervalued, especially compared to Bitcoin. I think really the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit is an expression that we use all the time, but it seems like it's inefficient here to describe the opportunity. The sky is not the limit. I think the stars are the limit with Ethereum. And don't be too discouraged by the fact that we broke through 1,000, 1,100, and then shot back down. We're violently rejected. I think we just teed it up a little bit too quickly. Bitcoin also factored in, of course. So the point of what I'm trying to say here is stay positive, stay optimistic, and stay bullish. That is it for today, everybody. Make sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into the website, altcoinbuzz.io. Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell to receive notifications if you enjoyed today's video. Best of luck, of course. If you choose to invest on this Monday, have a great one, everybody. Stay safe, and as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.